o'clock. General session of Monday, August 5th, Southampton Town Trustees. Welcome to the people that are on the Zoom. I will ask Secretary Treasurer to open it.
Scott Harwitz.
Present.
Ed Warner Jr. Present. Richard T. Marin.
Here.
Joe McLaughlin. Present. Matt Parsons.
Present.
Mr. President, we're all
All
here.
right, sir. Thank you very much. Just for informational purposes, our next meeting will be work session 9:30 a.m. August 19th, 2024, followed by our 1 p.m. general session. Also, obviously, I want to be here at Town Hall. We do have some minute acceptance. You'll see 1 through 5 there. If there's a motion to.
A motion to accept
Trustee
them.
Warner has made the motion. I will second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
And some communications too.
Yeah, there's some communications. I'll make a motion to dispense with the reading of that. You all have them in your packets.
I'll second that.
Seconded, Trustee Warner, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have one public hearing on for today. It's a notice of public hearing to impose a moratorium on the issuance of first-time commercial shell fishing permits. I make the motion to open that hearing.
Second.
Seconded, Trustee McLaughlin, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so the hearing is open. Special Counsel Lombardo, you want to speak to quickly?
Special Counsel Joseph Lombardo. This moratorium has been proposed by the board to allow us to examine the current Blue Book regulations that we have and to consider possible changes to them. It is, I believe, a 6-month moratorium, and we will work as expeditiously as we can to conclude it and put the new regulations into effect.
So it could be less than 6 months, right?
I think we said we could be less than 6 months
Right,
if we
it could be
finish.
less
Yes.
than.
Yeah.
But no more than.
I think it's a good step, protecting our resources. We worked hard, the Baymen's Association, the trustees, and all the stakeholders in the town, working with the college and Cornell and the Governor's Clean Water Task Force with sanctuaries, which we all agreed to close off certified water in our towns, to sacrifice those lands for the shellfish propagation, which has seemed to work very well. So I think it's a good step forward to increasing our management practices in the town.
We've been successful with a lot of our management practices, and I think it's time to look at everything again in its totality and perhaps re-examine and reevaluate.
Right, I think the sustainability is key. I mean, you speak to a lot of the folks about, Great South Bay, and there was a lot of harvesters there, and, with density increases and more pressure on the watershed, you saw the depletion of the stocks. And I think that, since we have this really working so well, we want to make sure that we don't go beyond that tipping point, that we always have sustainability for the commercial harvesters, obviously, and recreational, and we want to do the best with the water quality. So I think it's good to take a look at this whole aspect and make sure we're not going beyond where we should.
It's being done in response to something brought up by the community itself. So we're doing it transparently, but we're doing it in response to a community concern.
Right. So we'll examine the whole thing. Anybody else have anything to say? Anybody from the public or Zoom that has anything to say at the public hearing on this topic? Any other members of the board need to opine, or because we're going to work on this?
Yeah, this is a work in progress, just to do right by everybody in the community that's put so much effort into restoring the shell fishing stocks in Shinnecock.
I would recommend that at this point we close the hearing and allow the work to get going.
Okay.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now we will move to public portion, and I see some members of the public are here. And if anyone on Zoom would like to address the board for 3 minutes, put your hands up so that we can acknowledge that. I do see Franny Adamczewski here, so I'm going to give you. Is there a sign-in sheet there?
Yes, it is.
You got a pen there too?
Yeah.
You can sign in. You know the drill.
Yeah, I know the drill.
Mr. President, with your permission, I'll sit here for this portion.
Thank you. Up. We jumped the gun on you, Mark.
Okay, gentlemen, ladies, I'm here today. 4 weeks left in the summer. Still haven't been able to drive on the picnic area. Something has to be done. Next year, I know you're trying to follow the federal guidelines of the piping plovers, but it seems like you're going way far and beyond the ability of what the federal guidelines are of roping the beaches off early when they're not even here yet. The federal lines say wait till the birds nest and then put up a fence around the nesting area. There are people that have bought 4x4 permits. One gentleman, his son has heart condition. He hasn't been able to drive on the beach because the beach is closed towards the pike and plover. He's got 2 more weeks left to bring his kids back to college. He's going, next year I don't think I'm going to buy a 4-wheel drive permit, and you guys are going to be losing a lot of money because people are saying they want their money back because they can't drive on the beach. The picnic area is a very special place to us locals and our newcomers that have joined us down at the picnic area. There's got to be some way we can find a way to maybe rake that beach every day next year.
Amen.
And keep the birds. There's miles and miles of beach. Make that beach like a sanctuary that the birds are not going to nest there. They got plenty of room down the beach. They rake the beach at Cooper's. They rake the beach at the Bathing Corporation. Let's get a program going so the people can have their picnic area back. We need to do something to get the picnic area back. It's outrageous that the birds have taken over and then people are killing foxes to try to keep the birds there. Let nature do its work. I mean, we need to have our picnic area back. I mean, this is preposterous. I mean, every year it gets later and later. Last year it was July 28th we were allowed back on. Now I'm hearing it's August 15th or something. I walk that beach almost every day. I seen one bird yesterday down by Road F, and that sucker could run like a road runner. And I didn't see any other piping plovers. I seen one. And I don't know what's going on, who's in charge, are the kids, do they go through a program to be certified to know what a fledgling is or a nesting area? And, you know, I mean, we have so much area. Why are we shutting off this beach? It's a special beach.
All right, let me address some of your stuff, Randy. This way we'll keep it going. So you know that we are administering this with trained personnel. These are trained people.
Who's
Okay?
training them?
They go to a class and they're trained. Right? They take a special class. They get certified to do this. They're trained to do this. They have to be. Okay, we don't just grab anybody. They're trained to do this, and it's federal and state regulations that we're complying with. No one is going beyond those, and I'm going to be careful with what I say because we're still not through our problem down there
I
with
understand
litigation.
that.
So I don't really want to get into it. All I want to tell you is that we understand the frustration. Believe me, we do. We are administering this program with the highest degree of integrity, complying with federal and state regulations from April 1st right through to the time that those birds are flying away and we're back on the beach. We're doing the best we can, and we understand there's extra scrutiny going on here based on the situation that currently exists. We're very sensitive to this. We've been counseled on how to handle this very cautiously and very carefully and appropriately for everybody's benefit, especially for the long-term benefit, okay? So I'm going to leave that there, but recognize the fact that even with an environmental issue, Mecox and Sagaponack, even when we have environmental issues, not just recreational, but
Oh, I
environmental.
understand that.
We get the same, we're under the same guidelines, the same scrutiny, the same
So
protocols are followed.
Tell me answer this one question. How come they do raking at the beach at Cooper's and the Bathing Corporation?
Right, and there's driving after 6 and that ballsy.
Look, we're in a tough spot with this. It's not supposed to be back and forth out of respect. I'm trying to give you information, but just understand the trustees are doing what they can. We don't make the laws. We have a responsibility to comply with them, and we have additional oversight going on right now. I'm just going to leave it right there because it's in the best interest of everybody for me to leave it right there.
I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm gonna say, you know.
No, if you want to speak, you have to state your name and sign in like everybody else.
So, Franny, my brother, our beach is gone. You know dang well that this is going to go on next year as well. Okay? What happens with these birds is they mate, they bring back the young, come back, they nest again. Those young come back year after year. The same birds come back to the same territory. We've been doing our homework on it. This man is doing an outstanding job at what he's doing, and he's facing a lot of scrutiny. And I just want to tell him that he's doing a great job, but he's doing too much of a great job. We have to figure out a way to coexist, because I honestly don't see it up in Brookhaven. I don't see it in East Hampton. They don't have a James Duryea there. They don't have a James Duryea in Brookhaven. He's doing an outstanding job, but the birds are there. And then we see Halsey Neck Lane open up to beach driving after 6 o'clock. That's a gut punch. I'm sorry, that's a gut punch, because those aren't our people. There's no North Sea Fire Department emblems down on those trucks, or Southampton Fire Department emblems on those trucks. It's just heartbreaking, man. It's the hypocrisy that we don't like, and the lack of information and communication with the public. Turning off your comments on Facebook after you close the beach, not a good look. Keeping the helicopter pad opened up, and I'm down there camping. I got 2 camping trips, total of 10 days canceled. I'm on the bay side making the best I can for my kids, and I'm watching helicopter after helicopter after helicopter land. And I'm sitting to myself, man, I can't even go on my beach. And then I drive down Meadow Lane, and I pass up the house, and it's hundreds of cars and valet, and they're having their big parties, and everything's great, and everybody's having such a great time, because this is an amazing place we live in because the people that run it, right? And I'm fighting for the people that are working right now. I'd really love to have this meeting at 6 p.m. at the Southampton High School, so that all my friends and family that can be there, the ones that I grew up with down there. I really wish that. I know you guys are doing a great job, and a lot of times I've spoken without thinking, and I'm just trying to come down here with my heart open to you that we are really hurting, man. And it's just a kick in the gut when everybody else is enjoying everything. And to see you guys open up that beach for 6 o'clock driving, and just, I went down there the other day, and it just wasn't our people. And I'm like, man, they get to go down on the beach. It's 6 o'clock, I got you, but why can't us? Why can't we? And then my daughter's like, Dad, I want to go drive on the beach. I want to sit on your lap and drive on the beach. I can't do that, honey. I'm sorry. On my son, we go down to the inlet. We had to walk from the fence to the beach. Wasn't too bad. And we're swimming. He goes, Dad, it's my favorite beach ever. I love this beach, man. I can't wait for them to open it. And I'm just like, man. And then we drive by, and everybody's got all their stuff, and they're having such a great time. And we're just stuck, man. Me and Franny are camping down there together, and we're like, man, what are we gonna do? And we got our man Chip here, my man from high school, my boy. So if Chippy tells me that we're doing everything we possibly can, maybe we sign up for an exemption. I was talking to some people down at the beach. There's villages and towns that got exemptions. Noted they're doing it for financial reasons, but they got exemptions. Maybe we could do something like that. Maybe we don't rope off in March. Maybe we rake the beach, because and then Cooper's Beach. I don't know if anybody sees Cooper's Beach in the morning before the excellent village workers get there, and they like they go in there and they clean the whole thing up in 5 minutes. It's full of garbage, like all Cinderella stuff, and it's really disheartening and hurts knowing that these people get to have the #1 beach in the world, but I can't have the one that's most important to me. You know, I'm missing out on the Phillips's barbecue. I'm missing out on Carl Runyon's pig roast. I'm missing out on watching my kids grow up at Chippy and seeing Chippy on the beach in his beat-up old truck. I mean, come on, man. Let's open this sucker up, all right? Find a way to coexist with the bird. Leave us our strip and leave us our beach. We'll be the happiest people in the world. You won't even hear from me anymore. I won't come down. I love you guys.
Listen,
know
I
you're
appreciate
working.
you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming down and giving us your commentary. But listen, a couple things.
Okay.
we don't, it's not up to us. You understand? These are,
Okay.
hold on. These are federal and state guidelines. And you're under heavy scrutiny right now because we have a major lawsuit.
We spoke about that.
Okay? So we understand all this. We like to do things, I look at the weather for the next week or so. I'm an avid fisherman. It doesn't look like sea conditions are going to be great with storm coming. I like to do the things that we all do. We feel your pain. We can't pick and choose which federal and state regulations. And you're right. James and the staff are doing a great job administering the program. It's got nothing to do with people who are from Trustee or here or there. If a bird is in a certain area and this is what's going on and we have to do these things and we have.
If you went out on your boat fishing, right? You were supposed to go fishing, and somebody else comes up to you and says, you can't go fishing, but this guy can go fishing. How pissed would you be? I mean, that's just as simple as it is. It's hypocrisy.
No, but that does happen at times because there are regulations for a certain class of fishermen, and they're different. Hold on, and it's different for a different class of fishermen. But you have to understand, and I appreciate you coming here to show us because we represent you, and we're doing the best that we can. Listen, even if there was 100 people here, or 200 people, or 300 people, there's nothing that this board can do to defy what federal and state regulations are. We don't have any discretion to pick and choose what it is. We are administering it with the highest degree of integrity, okay, to comply so that we can retain the most beach access we can, whether it's through a litigation situation where people are looking to what happened in East Hampton, or it's a regulation situation, whether it's lease turns, whether it's plovers, whether it's sea beach, whether it's a situation with red knots. We have to work with all these people. And I don't want to give it back and forth, but I want to at least give you a response.
This is what we need.
We give you as much information as we can.
Then you turn the
listen, I'll explain why. I don't need the staff of the trustees, people that are trained, that are out there doing work, to be beat up by people maybe less, cordial than yourself. It's hurtful and it's not helpful. Okay, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Turning comments off sometimes just creates more problem and more information. We put it out there when the beach is closed, and we do the best we can. And when it's reopened, we put it out there when it's reopened. It's easier for us when it's opened. Easier for us when it's opened, okay? We feel your pain, but we don't have the ability to poke our fingers in the eyes of the Army Corps or the state or
Can we
U.S.
look
Fish
for
and
an
Wildlife.
exemption? Can we try to get
It's
an
not as
exemption?
easy. This is not.
Can I address that issue as far as where Scott's going with this? Because this beach is as near and dear to me as it is to you.
I know.
I grew up down there
And
as
I
well,
know.
and that's probably one of the main reasons why I ran for trustee.
Yes, sir.
I know, as a personal trustee, that especially dealing with sag and meadcocks, which goes along with the picnic beach, that these plovers are not an issue that I really like to deal with. And I also know that there are guidelines that we have to follow as trustees because they're federal and state guidelines, and to possibly jeopardize access townwide by breaking those protocol is not the right thing to do. On the same breath, we are in litigation now, and as trustees of this board, we cannot go into a lot of public dialogue about this matter until that lawsuit is finalized.
I understand. We appreciate you fighting.
And once that is finalized, there is going to be dialogue of possible take permits. But until this lawsuit is finalized, we cannot discuss this matter beyond to say that we are following federal and state guidelines in order to allow the people to get on the beach as fast as possible.
Thank you.
That's it.
Coming from that man, and the way he said that, means more to us than you could ever imagine. That's all we've ever wanted.
I'd like to make one comment about
Yes,
the
sir.
Habitat Conservation Plan, because I was on the phone call with a consultant that the county's using for their plan. It's for us to do meadcocks and sag. It's $1.3 million,
No guarantee.
and it's a 4-year process for it to be done. So if we were to take, and that's an environmental plan. That's not beach driving. That's not recreational, which is a whole different type of a plan.
And how many years did they say it could possibly take, Edward?
Yeah. Over
Years.
4 years. So we're doing MECOX and SAG, or trying to do it, trying to get the cost down for an environmental habitat conservation plan. And then we would have to work with the village and the trustees and the county to get a recreational, which is a much harder lift. So it's an extremely costly process, and there's no guarantee that we would even get this permit in our hand.
Correct.
Just like-
I understand, but if we don't do nothing, if we give them an inch, they're going to take a mile.
Okay, we've been on the phone. We've had meetings. We've had conversations. I've been working on this. I mean, I've been on the board 18 years, and I've been working on this for 18 years. And my father was working on this for 26 years prior. So this is not something that's new to me. I respect you guys, the use of the beach. We all love to go to the beach. I mean, I grew up here. I'm 65 years old. I love driving my truck on the beach. I love going on the beach, like all you do. But we have to follow the protocol. And I know it's hard for you guys to understand this. And being an elected official, hearing all this negative vibes come in, and we make these phone calls. We talk to Zeldin's office, Lyota's office, Fish and Wildlife. I mean, we've had me and Chip. Now he's been here a short time, and he really understands how bogged down government is.
But we don't. We don't. We the people
We
just
do,
see.
though.
Well,
I know.
I just see
Well-
just everybody else enjoying their summer and not us, and it's
Let me
it's
give
tough,
us
man.
all some
It's really
advice
tough.
right now. We
I'm
need
gonna
to
sit
stop
down.
talking about it.
Well,
Right, counsel?
Yes.
All right, let's go to, is there anybody else that wants to address the board on Zoom? Anybody in the building here?
Thank you, gentlemen, for coming in.
This gentleman
Thank
here
Thank
would
you
like
guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you so
you.
much.
Great.
I
Take
hope
care.
I came here with respect and honor. I appreciate
Yes.
what you do. Please believe me. And you too, my sir. Please believe what I say. But
Thank-
we got to coincide. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Chase Stenberg. I was outside with the indigenous group today, and I noticed that there were a lot of climate activists, and I believe that's to do with the water and the burial of human bodies underneath the ground that have been built over. So I'm wondering, as coming from a group of trustees who generally work around the environment, so I've heard, what is your at least what are your thoughts or opinions on this?
Unfortunately, I don't think a lot of the burial sites are on our jurisdiction. But as far as environmental issues, climate change, we're very aware and have to take quite a lot of actions to help the adjacent homeowners to our property to take action in order to prevent the loss of houses. So, but as far as the burial sites, that's not really our jurisdiction.
It may be a question you want to bring up during a public portion with the town.
Town council. Be more in their wheelhouse.
Well, I assume you're affiliated with many of the town council members.
No, we're a separate entity.
We're
Separate. I affiliated my part, and I mean to say that you are involved in the same building. It just seems that there's an injustice done, and that there are preserved lands we have here, tip of Long Island, that we uphold, though we cannot, for these people outside. Plain and simple as that. They are asking for certain plots of land to not be developed on, so that their ancestors are not buried over, as we would assume with ours. They would not come and build over the plots where our graves were placed. These are lands to be preserved, and I think that is involved in your jurisdiction.
Nope. High tide line down.
Nope, underwater land, sir.
But
No.
to talk to it, I think that any kind of preservation of a land that's, and most historical sites that the natives used were adjacent to the watershed. So if you want to preserve the land, but it's really not our jurisdiction. It's we are from the high tide mark out.
Does that involve the Shinnecock Canal?
That's federal.
That's federal and county.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Have a good day.
All right. Anybody else need to address the trustees? Anybody on Zoom with your hand up? All right. We have quite an agenda to get through here today, ladies and gentlemen. I'll start off with Trustee Resolution 2024-200. It's the application of James Lanzarone, 7 Mullen Road, East Quad, tax map 900-384-3-4. Body of water is in Shinnecock Shores Canal. Recommended.
Second.
Seconded, Trustee Warner. All in favor?
Aye.
I have Trustee Resolution 2024-201. It's a renewal application. It's a second renewal for Mark Stevens, 105 Dune Road in Quad, tax map 902-15-1-7. Recommend its approval.
Second.
Seconded, Trustee Warner. All in favor?
Aye.
Trustee Resolution 2024-202. Recall and amend application for 40 Ocean View Drive LLC, 40 Ocean View Drive, Shinnecock Hills, Suffolk County, tax map 900-272-1-44, body of water, Shinnecock Bay. We worked on this at work session to recall and amend. I recommend its approval. I need a second.
Second.
Seconded, Trustee Parsons. All in favor?
Aye.
Trustee Resolution 2024-203, application for 86 Foster's LLC, 86 Foster Avenue, Hampton Bay, Suffolk County, tax map number 900-374-2-3.1, body of water, Foster's Creek. We worked on this at work session and recommend its approval.
Second.
Seconded, Trustee McLaughlin. All in favor?
Aye.
Trustee Resolution 2024-204. This is the application of Dune Road Holdings LLC, 35 Dune Road in Bridgehampton. It meets all the Blue Book protocol. Have a second?
Second.
Seconded, Trustee Warner. All in favor?
Aye.
This is Trustee Resolution 2024-2005. This is the application of Louis Galso, 128 Redwood Road, Village of Sag Harbor, New York. Body of water, Sag Harbor Cove. And this one that we talked about in last work session. I can have a second.
Second on that.
Seconded, Trustee Warner. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Trust Resolution 206-24. This is application of Alfred Bowen, 40 Cedar Creek Road, Southampton. Suffolk County, tax map 900-56-5-11. I have a second on its approval.
Second.
Seconded, Trustee Warner. All in favor?
Aye. I've got Trustee Resolution 2024-207, application of James and Christine Della Pace at 11 Woodcock Lane, Remsenburg, New York, on Riches Bay. Can I get a second for that, please?
Second.
Seconded, Trustee McLaughlin. All in favor?
Aye.
I have Trustee Resolution 2024-208, renewal application of GP 000379, Gabriel and Nicole Fromer, 2019 Trust, 375 Dune Road, Village of West Hampton Beach, New York. Can I get a second, please?
Second.
Seconded, Trustee Warner. All in favor?
Aye.
This is Trustee Resolution 2024-209. This is a notice of an adoption to amend the Blue Book 83040, amending the management and products of waters of the town of Southampton. Article 7, Section 53 is the pier line designated areas.
Second on that.
Seconded, Trustee Warner. All in favor?
Aye.
Trustee Resolution 2024-210, resolution authorizing the Board of Trustees to waive the 2024 trustee event permit application fee of $400 for the Southampton Yacht Club. I recommend-
Second.
Seconded, Trustee McLaughlin. All in favor?
Aye.
Trustee Resolution 2024-211, warrant for $15,241.57. The check register goes as Be Ready Fishburne Hatter for $2,390.63. Bostler and Sweeney for $210. Allen Financial Group for $3,500. $515.92. Fisher Signs and Shirts LLC, $1,640.55. General Code LLC, $276.97. H2M Architects Engineers for $4,550. Inner Science for $1,626. And Nugent Potter for $126.91. PSEG for $164.24. Riverhead Building Supply, $244.80. Town of Southampton, $11.26. WB Mason for $722.86, for a total of $15,241.57. I recommend its approval. Need a second?
Second.
Seconded, Trustee McLaughlin, all in favor?
Aye.
I'd like permission to walk on a packet of 3.
Second?
Seconded, Trustee Warner, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so walk on resolution 1 is to authorize the president to sign a cease and desist letter to the East End Explorers LLC.
Second.
Seconded, Trustee McLaughlin, all in favor?
Aye.
Second walk-on is a resolution authorizing the president to sign a letter of support of the village of Southampton for Hill Street bioswale.
Second.
Second that.
Seconded, Trustee Warner, all in favor?
Aye.
Third one is a resolution authorizing the president to sign a letter of support of the Lake Agawam Conservancy's algae harvester project.
Second on that.
Seconded, Trustee Warner, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I believe that's all the walk-ons that I have, correct? And I believe that includes everything. So you have a couple of things that you want to
Yes.
briefly bring up?
Mecox, well, as we know, SAG is open. It opened last week. It drained out real well. I had quite a few calls from some of the fishermen in Mecox about the water level in Mecox, being that we're going to have a prolonged weather event this week and some winds at the end of the week. I'd like to see if we can possibly get ready communications with the permitting agencies to get at least by next week, Monday or Tuesday, open at the beginning of the week, weather permitting. That way we won't have to deal with the weekend crowds and a running Mecox inlet. So I think something
Yeah.
we should
We've
really
been in contact with DEC and Fish and Wildlife since last week, and we're hoping to have the permit this
We're
week.
hoping to have I was hoping to pop it Tuesday, but the weather pattern has changed, so we're gonna push it off to next week.
Yeah, we're gonna get significant rain this week, so
So it's the easterlies,
Yeah.
southeasterlies,
Yeah.
no good.
okay.
We're all set?
That's it.
All right, great meeting. We've been very busy today. If there's nothing further, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn, or I'll make it myself. Seconded, Trustee McLaughlin, all in favor?
Aye.
Have a great one, everybody.
Thank you.